Hello, hello, and welcome to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. Happy Tuesday to you. It is sunny and it is freezing out. Don't be confused by the sun, but anyways, spring will be here before we know it. On today's show, we have the men of the hour in the house, the Newburyport Clippers basketball squad, who are coming off a monstrous, very exciting, down to the wire victory last night in their first tournament game. Going to be joined by Coach Dave Clay, George Coryell, and Ryan Archie in just a moment. We'll do our quick little intro thing right here. Don't forget you can follow the show at Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. That's at Joppa, Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. Ask questions, do whatever you want to do to stay interactive with the show. We try to post a lot of stuff, and I could not be at the gym last night for the Newburyport big win, so I was actually following Kyle Hodson and his big Twitter account there. That's kind of how I followed the game, and it was very scary, and then I saw a great finish, so they were down in the final moments. It was very exciting. Clippers winning it at the buzzer, thanks to really the two guys in the house here. We'll talk about that in just a moment. A little bit of snow coming in tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be too bad, but we're going through a bit of a cold stretch right here. Like some of the coldest days recorded here for February. A couple of the mountains in New Hampshire and Maine saw wind gusts overnight that broke records. I think Mount Washington actually broke a record for February for wind gust and temperature at the top. So it has been cold. Power lines down, kind of a mess. My town had a few trees down yesterday. I'm not sure what Newburyport had. I'm in Danvers, but the wind gusts were crazy here over the last 24 hours. So that is that. On the political front, President Trump in Vietnam for that historic second summit with Kim Jong-un of North Korea. And also in the political world, Michael Cohen is apparently going to unleash some bombshells tomorrow on President Trump in regard to, money, in regard to payoffs, and he's going to accuse him of some criminal misdoing. So Michael Cohen, big day tomorrow in a public hearing on Capitol Hill. So that's kind of the big stuff going on in the world. And again, why don't I just get out of the way, because I got these guys already here. They actually beat me to the studio. These guys are very timely, the Newburyport guys. They're already in the house. Why don't I get out of the way? Lily Dissette's producing today. David Kramer on the TV side. Sarah Hayden in the house. And we got a good show on tap for you. So keep it here. We'll be right back. I'll bring in the Newburyport guys. We'll talk about the big win last night. And it should be very exciting. My name is Drew Moholland. This is Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio. All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. Hope you're all having a good Tuesday. All right, so very pleased to have these guys in the house. We got George Coryell, Ryan Archie, Coach Dave Clay. Newburyport basketball will be here in just a moment. And if you're wondering why these guys are all smiles, have you guys come down off Cloud 9 here? My goodness, what a fun night. Down 3 with 10 seconds to go. This guy, Ryan Archie, raise your hand. Come on in, Coach. There's Coach getting a little dunks run. Ryan Archie hits a game-tying 3 with 5 seconds left.
Yeah.
So you don't have the ball, but it's a tie game, so you're feeling good. You've got yourself back even. Looks like you might be able to send this thing to overtime. No overtime needed. George Coryell with a steal and a last-second lay-in. You run off with a first tournament win. How cool is today?
I mean, just at school, just like everyone going up to us, all the teachers, just all the students, just like saying what a great game it was, and yeah, it was just awesome. Now,
I had seen your 3, Ryan, because I was following it last night. I had not seen, George, the actual final bucket yet, because I don't know if people just were celebrating too much or what, but I didn't see that posted on Twitter. You just showed it to me during the commercial break because somebody filmed it. And how awesome was that? You literally get the steal, lay it in right in front of the student section as time expires. I mean, does it get any better than that?
I mean, honestly, not really. Like, I'm still in like shock, kind of. Like, I've watched the video, both of Ryan's 3 and the final bucket, like probably over 100 times. But
probably not even kidding, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. But yeah, it's amazing, honestly. Like, just in school too, like he was saying, all the teachers congratulating us. Students, it was just great, honestly.
So you've done that a million times. I mean, for those who don't watch much or have not seen you guys play this year, George is like creates chaos out there. He steals balls all the time, and it's kind of, they should be expecting this from you. But when did you know, like, that ball's inbounded and you read his eyes and, oh, I got him? You know, did you know right away?
Like, kind of, but like, I don't know. The opposing player took like an awkward dribble and tried to catch it with one hand, and I just like took that opportunity and got it. So
Clean strip.
yeah.
But so and then then you just got to make sure you finish,
I know.
right?
No, I was worried. Like it seemed forever for the basketball to go in. So
I mean, how many times you see even in the college level and stuff, you get these guys that will steal and they get a little just jumpy and ahead of themselves and forget to do kind of that last part. I'm sure Coach Clay was thinking a little bit about that. How are you, Coach?
Good. How are you?
Good. Fun night last night, huh?
Oh, it was a great night. Great night.
I was telling these guys, I was following you. I wasn't in the gym last night, but I was following it online. And I at one point, I don't know, it was like midway third quarter, I was feeling kind of comfortable. You had a little bit of separation, and then I guess you guys went a little bit cold there in the third quarter. So I kind of checked back in and said, oh, boy, we're down here late like this? How did this happen? And then, of course, Ryan bails everybody out, and then George steals the win. So
Yeah, no.
But what was that second half like? A little bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah, no. We had some open looks we didn't make, and we had some layups we didn't make, and that's that's part of the game.
Yeah.
That's it. We were talking about the first round's the toughest, and get those nerves out there, and you're so close to winning, and so many different variables put into place. But hats off to these guys for.
Yeah, I'll have you talk about both of these guys as we go, but we mentioned this a few games back when I had you guys all on. And how about, let's start with Ryan. I mean, first of all, that opening night, I remember, for some reason it sticks in my mind, but you guys were in trouble on opening night, came out a little bit too, maybe amped up or whatever. And this guy hit some big threes at the end of the first half, and it just seemed to like settle you guys down going into the locker room. And next thing you know, you ran away and you had an opening night win. I mean, it seems like from night one this year, this guy's been like Mr. Clutch at the, would that be inaccurate?
You couldn't put it perfectly. Yeah, he's clutch. I got to figure out a way to get him to think clutch all the time, and
He's not shooting enough for you.
No, and all those shots would go in. You know what I mean? And,
Gotcha.
and when we need a big time bucket, he always steps up, and it's just amazing because I can't even count the amount of players, myself included, who wait for a moment like that their whole life.
Yeah.
It never comes,
Yeah.
And then this kid has them all the time, it's just one after the other.
It's kind of that, and Ryan, maybe you could take this one. I know I've asked you in a post game before this very question, but not everybody wants to take that shot. It seems like not only do you not mind taking it, but you know what? Get me the ball there in that big moment. You seem to want it.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to do anything I can to get the win for the team. So if that's
okay,
me,
yeah, but everybody says that. But you specifically want the ball in the big moments.
Yeah, I just want. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it.
Do you feel that pressure? I mean, that game, you missed that three there last night. For all intents and purposes, that game's over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm speechless, honestly.
There you go. Hopefully that's what you're thinking when you release it, right? Just not thinking, just let it fly. Well, there you go. Another big shot. And, of course, George, when you, like I mentioned, your game has kind of created that chaos that you're like one of probably the quickest guy in the league, if I had to guess. Find me somebody who's quicker if you have a disagreement with that. But you do that stuff all the time. And I mean, there's got to be a lot of things going through your head. I don't. You guys were in the bonus. I mean, you don't want to foul the guy, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So you got to be careful of that. I'm sure Coach would have been thrilled if you bumped him, right? It's a little bit of a gamble, but I mean that's your game. You know what you're doing out there, and you steal the win.
Yeah. Also, to go off what you were just saying, honestly, that play at the end for Archie's three, wasn't even for Archie, honestly. But Jacob saw that he was open and let it fly, and it went in.
Just flashed open.
Yeah.
When he releases that ball, did you know it right away?
I just crashed, cause just in case.
Looking for the rebound?
I don't know, but I trust him. I trust all my teammates, honestly. So, and then I'm just proud of him. And
better question for you, Ryan. Did you know it was in as soon as you released it?
It felt good when I released it, honestly. Yeah. I knew it was a little deep, so I wasn't too sure, but it felt good. Yeah,
it was almost. I mean, it was kind of tough to see on the camera view I had, but it was close to an NBA three, right?
Oh, yeah, around there.
No problem, right? What's up with the hair, by the way, boys? We got some blonde action going on here.
Yeah, so the hockey team's also in the playoffs, and they kind of came up with the idea and said it to a couple of our guys. And
so hockey team has it too?
Yeah, so they kind of brought it up in our group chat, and we decided to do it.
Okay, little show of solidarity there. Hockey and basketball, very nice. Coach Clay, we have talked before about. I know how much you love these guys and love this team. I mean, kind of just the story keeps on building here, huh?
Yeah. No, I think that was one of the last things I said before they left is I'm just happy to have another, few days with them.
Yeah. At one point, it has to cross your mind there. You're down 3 with 10 seconds left. You start, I mean, does it ever cross your mind? Start thinking about the seniors and everything and, oh man, this could be it?
Not in that exact moment,
Yeah.
Like after the game when I'm watching the film, I think about that stuff. But in that moment, you're trying to think of anything you can do to help these guys get another win.
You're kind of trained not to think of the worst at that point, right?
Yeah.
Just what can we do to keep this thing alive? But
Yeah.
what did you actually draw up on that 3-point play to tie the game up?
So it's a play we usually run, and they had been in zone the entire game. So, foolishly, I just thought they were going to be in zone again, and they came out in man, which was what we didn't expect, and it was a great call in their coaching staff. And hats off to Jacob Robertson. He made a great read. He saw that Casey was covered by probably one of their better defenders. Guy had jumped off of Ryan, so he looked and then just ball faked and made the right pass to Ryan, and Ryan did the rest.
How great is that to have a group of guys that will go out there and you admittedly say, boys, I have drawn up the wrong play,
They just
and they know it,
improvised.
and these guys figured it out.
Yeah,
That's,
they did.
Talk about all the years practice and all the everything that you see and all the experience of big games. Talk about all that coming together, huh?
Yeah, you know what it really is. It's like the summer leagues, the fall, all the time we play together. That it adds up to that moment.
Yeah.
If they're not playing together in the summer, if they're not playing together in the fall, that moment may look different.
Yeah. How about that gym last night, George? You like I said, you just showed me the video literally during the commercial break, and you got swarmed by a mass of people as that ball went through the hoop.
Yeah, it's honestly like the best feeling, just having like all my classmates supporting us.
Do you even know what happened? Ball goes through. There's a million people on you.
People were asking me what happened after the game, and it was all a blur for me. Like I just was so happy and just like I don't know, just happy for the team. Like we've been working so hard, so I don't know, it's a good result for us.
How about you guys? I mean, same question I just asked Coach. Did it cross your minds at all, down 3, that, oh man, we've put ourselves in a spot here where this could be it?
I mean, a thought popped in my head, like, we better not have dyed our hair like this just to go out and play one game and lose.
That's the best answer ever.
Yeah, I mean, and some of us look defeated, but I tried to like get everyone going, saying like, just like 10 seconds left, like this could be the last 10 seconds of your career, like just throw it all out there.
You gave that speech on the bench?
I was saying some stuff to my teammates. Yeah.
Wow, look at you, clutch shot and vocal in the huddle. My goodness. And of course, you said, just get me the ball and we're good. And that must have been, when he steals the ball, you must be like, I can't believe we're getting away with this. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys all just swarm him?
Yeah, I just ran straight I just saw George go into the crowd. I just ran straight into the crowd, jumped up.
Did you go into the crowd, or did the crowd come to you? It seemed like a little bit of a combination of the two.
I would say I honestly kind of went into the crowd, but like I saw them getting ready to like run. Like after it went in the hoop, like I just saw them all kind of like start piling like towards the court. So I just ran into it, and rest was history.
Now correct me if I'm wrong, but you hit the 3. Swampskit takes a timeout, right?
Yeah.
Didn't exactly work out for him. But did you go to the break and take the timeout and say to yourself, if I have a chance to gamble on this, I'm going to try to win the game? Or do you not think like that? I don't know.
Our assistant coach, he just told us to apply pressure. And
who's that? You can name drop.
Mohan. Coach Mohan told us to apply pressure and just. Yeah, so I applied pressure. We all did, and
pretty good advice from the assistant coach there, Coach Clay.
Yeah.
Have we given him his props yet? That was some good advice. And Coach Clay, how you guys must have been coaching your, what's off there down the stretch.
Yeah. I mean, we were just trying to think of a way to get more or less the ball inside.
Yeah.
Because we knew we had a height advantage, and we just, their hands were active. They played a great defense, and we couldn't get it inside, and our shots weren't falling, so we were thinking about that the whole time. And, the coaching staff of, like, Coach Mahan, Coach Pura, Coach Melanson, Coach Went, just Coach Sullivan, phenomenal people, just great people first and great coaches. And we were bouncing ideas off each other, and it's a nice team effort.
What's it like as a coach when, I mean, you guys admittedly went dry in that third quarter there. They put a zone on you. Everybody knows when you stop shooting it over a zone, you got some problems. Zone can either look really good or really bad, depending on how the other team's shooting it. And you guys went a little bit dry in the third quarter, obviously let Swampski come back and take a lead. What's that like as a coach? I mean, you just got to be, it's frustrating, but I mean, and these are high school kids too, so you got to kind of find that right message, right? What is the message at that point? I don't even know.
You just got to stay positive. You just gotta stay trusted in what we're trying to do, and these guys do. You know, they knew that what we needed to do, and we know we needed to get offensive rebounds and crash the glass if our shots weren't falling. And I think George here had 10 rebounds on him alone himself.
10.
I don't think he knows that, but he did.
Wow.
And Parker McLaren had 16.
Jeez.
I mean, they just crashed the glass hard, and we got second chance opportunities, and that led to a few buckets and a few fouls on them, causing a few fouls on us, and so led to some good things. But
yeah,
just trust the system and keep on playing hard, and defensively, I mean, that's what kept us in the game.
Yeah. That's what you guys pride yourselves on, right? Even when things aren't going well, we can at least get our steals and make it tough, right?
Yep.
Do you have a triple-double last night?
I don't think
No, he 7 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you had a big 2. We'll give you that, I guess. That should probably count for more. But so what did you end up shooting last night? Did you have an off shooting night and then just? Yeah. So that's what you were referring to, Coach. When we wish we could have shot like that all game. What did you end up shooting last night?
Yeah,
you can say it with a smile.
Coach just
now.
told me I went 2 for 10 from
2 for 10.
From 3. Yeah, 2 for 10 from 3. So
that is not going to get you in the Hall of Fame.
Went in, so.
What'd you say, Coach?
I said exactly.
I was trying to get a gauge for what exactly he meant when he said, "I wish he could have been firing that way all night." But 2 for 10, interesting. You got that. But yeah, no problem taking the last one. There you go.
Yeah.
I have a guy at the gym who does the same thing. Has no conscience, just keeps firing. I'm just kidding. We would love you to be shooting all the time.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Coach?
Oh no.
Give him the microphone there, guys. Sorry.
You know, and the thing about his shots, they were all open shots. They weren't contested shots. They weren't step backs. They were, his feet were set and he shot it, and some of them went in the basket literally and popped out. It felt like there was
a lid on it last night.
Yeah, but
he's one of those guys though that you don't really care if he's 0 for 20, right? If he's getting open looks, he's got to keep shooting for you guys to win, right?
I'm kind of gonna care if he's 0 for 20. I might say, attack the rim.
Fair enough. Okay.
But
we've had this conversation before, have we?
But I trust all these guys with the ball in their hands. They know what they need to do, and they're very good basketball players and very good people and very good teammates.
Yeah.
So I always trust them when they're out there, and I have nothing. Could never say anything bad about these guys. They're just terrific.
I think you'll probably get a kick out of this. I didn't even do the game last night, as you know. I wasn't in the gym, and so I wasn't calling the game. But I have several texts from your players already. Hey, any idea when that's going to be posted? I would love to watch it.
Yeah, probably Casey. I think Casey wants to see his
Casey was like early this morning, I think. But yeah, no, they're very excited about it, and George was able to show me the video of the final steal. What that place seemed bonkers last night. Great atmosphere in the building last night.
Yeah, shout out to the fans.
Yeah,
shout out to the fans. Yeah, it
felt like our whole school was honestly there, and I don't know, they all dressed in black like we asked them to, and it was good because when we have all those fans out there, it actually helps give us more energy, and I don't know, just when we're down, they help pick us up. So
there is something about that, right? I mean, I don't think people understand if you've never played a basketball game, but when things start rolling the right way and momentum swings, and you do feed off the crowd, don't you?
Oh yeah, 100%. Once when Casey got that dunk, the place went bananas, honestly, and just gives us more energy. You'll see me clapping in people's faces, Archie doing his celebrations, everything. So it's awesome.
Can we see the celebration again? I've seen it in person before, but what's the?
So this is, I go like this.
3 down.
I'll go like that sometimes. Last night I did this.
A little guitar action.
Coach Melanson told me to do this one.
So you did only get 2 tries at it, right?
Yeah. I did.
Just kidding. There you go. So those were the 2 moves last night. All right. Think about what you could have done if you got 5 out of 10. You could.
I know. I could have done way more.
I know. Next time, you saved a few. That's good. So that's great. That was good. You too. You love that place when it's going like that.
Yeah, I love playing in front of huge crowds. I think we all feed into it. And when if we have a good player, if we're down, the crowd just helps pick us up a lot.
And you guys were leading most of the game. You kind of just lost that lead late. Was the place kind of stunned a little bit? Could you feel like the air out of the balloon a little bit, and you had to get it back?
Yeah, a little bit, but right after that, right after Casey's dunk, the place was back and loud.
And Casey McLaren, like, what does he do? It's like he kind of picks his spots to throw it down, right? It feels like he knows when the place needs a jump. I've seen this a few times before, including the first game I ever watched, and I said, oh, I didn't know he had that in him, which is pretty cool. But he can really ignite the place with one of those, can he?
Yeah.
And it seems like he did last night. Again, this Newburyport Clippers boys basketball squad here, left to right, Coach Dave Clay, George Coryell, game-winning bucket at the buzzer last night to get through round one. Ryan Archie had the game-tying 3 with 10 seconds left. These are the guys you want to talk to, as you can imagine. 5 points in 10 seconds to run away with a win. Coach, did you get that survive and advance message out there? It doesn't matter how we do it. Doesn't matter how stressful. We're through.
Yeah,
and that's the key.
I actually used that exact phrase this morning because I must have received like 15 to 20 texts from like coaches throughout the league and in other leagues. Just survive in advance. It doesn't matter how you survived in advance.
Yeah, even if people aren't in the gym, a game like that quickly makes the rounds around the league and around the state. Really, when you win a game like that. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit more about this as we go. But now the setup is we get Drake it, right?
Yeah, Drake it at 6:30 at Newburyport,
and that is
Friday.
Friday. Ooh, little Friday night action.
Yep.
Well, that should be fun.
Yeah. No, and I do want to say shout out to the fans because. And the community members and just people in the community or the alumni, they always come out and they always support us. And I know it means a lot to these guys when they're, say, at CVS and someone stops them who they've never met. And
right.
Like, hey, good game. You know, it goes a long way. And I know it means a lot to all of us when we see them at our games.
Absolutely. I mean, as Coach was saying, you know, you guys, it's tough to get those moments there when you. I mean, and of course, if it comes up once, you know, it's you might not take advantage of it like both of you guys did last night. For the person that's never actually had that unbelievable moment, what's it like going to school the next morning? My goodness, you probably didn't need a car to get there, right?
Yeah, I was honestly walking around in school with my chest out, like bumping music. Everyone's like saying hi and stuff like that. So
try to get that smile
good.
Off your face.
Oh yeah. But yeah, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, just all the teachers and students just like saying like that was an awesome shot, that was a great shot. Like I honestly was kind of getting annoyed with it today with how many people were saying it, but I don't know. I think
you'll be able to live with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just awesome doing that, especially just in front of all your fans when they're just supporting you.
I always felt like there was that one teacher who was not like with it, didn't even know it happened. Was there that one teacher? Don't name drop, please.
I don't think there was that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
All the teachers heard about it, I'm pretty sure.
Props to the Newburyport staff there. I always felt like there was that one teacher who was like, my God, she's working us so hard today. What is going on? It's as if she has no idea what happened the night before. But, all right, very cool. You guys got a few more minutes? Take a quick break and come back?
Yeah.
Coach Dave Clay, George Coryell, Ryan Archie, reliving last night's game and talking about the state tournament and the season that continues on for these guys in very dramatic fashion last night. My name is Drew Moholland. Lily Doucette is the producer today on the radio side, David Kramer on the TV side. Keep it here. It's Joppa Afternoon Drive. My name is Drew Moholland. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. And breaking news just moments ago. We will have the Newburyport boys basketball game Friday on the live stream on Port Media, and apparently I will be calling the game because Richie's away. So there you go, boys. I'll see you Friday. Drake it, 6:30 tip. And do me a favor, make it as exciting as last night if you don't mind. Or actually, no, don't make it as exciting. I don't want to see Coach get all that stress on him. Again, these are the Newburyport Clippers boys basketball squad. Coach Dave Clay, George Coryell, Ryan Archie. Ryan Archie tying the game up with 10 seconds last night with 10 seconds left last night with a three-pointer. George Coryell with a steal with the final seconds and laying it in at the buzzer to win it. Court storming and all that good stuff. So you cannot beat that. You guys all ready for Drake it now? How do you come down off this? You get coaches telling me you get the day off from practice today, just a little film watching, and I'm sure you guys won't mind watching that film, huh?
Yeah, I mean, from here it's just on to the next one game at a time.
Yep.
Just not looking ahead, forgetting about the last game, and just moving on.
Yep. What's the What's kind of what do you take out of that first game? I mean, you guys are all experienced. You've been in tournament games before, but do you learn something new every time you play a tournament game? Because you kind of find different ways to win, right? I know you've never won that way in a tournament game.
Yeah, I mean, our offense wasn't really that good last night. We weren't really hitting our shots, so we really stepped it up on the defensive end.
Yeah. That really seemed to win it for you last night.
Yeah.
Usually George has a big part of that when you start talking team defense for you guys, because you're kind of the defensive. I don't know. Are you the fastest guy like in the area? I cannot imagine anybody fast. Is he the fast? He may be coached there to that. Yeah. Nobody can.
Yeah, I guess so.
You are like a one-man press break. Yeah, you guys probably run that sometimes. George, just press him, make it difficult. Everybody else do whatever you want.
Yeah, we do practice that. But, honestly, I love that's my favorite thing is breaking the presses. Like I like when teams press us just so I.
Oh, you like breaking the presses, but I actually mean you kind of.
Oh.
You're a one-man press yourself.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And you are that. It is true though. You all the games I watch, so many teams at this level, I notice, especially when they play you guys, you turn all these point guards over and it leads to easy buckets. It's amazing to see what a difference a point guard makes. And you can give the ball into you, and you're not turning the ball over. You're like very trustworthy with the ball. Where some of these teams are just, you can tell they don't have like these bread and butter point guards, and it's like easy bucket this way, easy bucket this way. Next thing you know, it's a 10-point game. And how'd that happen? You can just say it. Yeah, I work on the handles.
I do, but I don't know. Practice, we're all pushing each other. Honestly.
Yeah.
Also, another shout out to all the people that are on the team that just don't play as much because they still work us very hard in practice. And
you got a little freshman pushing you there this year too, huh?
No, Max Gagnon.
Thank you. Yeah.
He's a very good player, and can't wait to see what he's going to be able to do.
He must be learning a few things from you this year, huh?
Yeah, I teach him some stuff for sure. But he also makes me better at the same time. He's always pushing me on defense in practice, which I really need because tournaments, you see, guards are always going to be pressuring me, and when we play better teams, it's going to be the same thing. So.
Yeah. Coach, you pretty much don't get a better answer than that, huh?
No, that was.
Yeah, I've taught him a few things, but he's taught me a few things as well. Huh?
Yeah. No, we have a great bench.
Yeah.
And I hate to even call it a bench. Great team, and we have, it's funny. I was talking to a coach last night, and we were just talking about personnel, and he's like, "Do you realize that you have a lot of players who don't play that much that would start on my team?"
Yeah.
And he's right. It's and I'm sure it's frustrating for those guys who don't get to see as much time as they'd like, but man, do they work. They get better in practice, and hopefully next year is their year. Yeah,
it's funny. Some of your guys too, I was noticing on senior night too, when actually you gave them, it was a nice classy gesture and got a lot of those seniors in, who actually ran off to like a 10-0, 12-0 run for you guys. Yeah. I think, who Henry Newman, who else? Macatone, yeah.
Aiden Moan. Played great. Nico Lavasier.
Yeah. Post-game star there. Post-game interview star. One of my favorite things to watch, though, and I know coaches notice this because it's just one of those little things that kind of shows you what kind of group you have. But when your starting guys are out there coming back or having big moments in games, and those guys at the end of the bench are just up and into it, and those things do not go unnoticed, do they?
No, and I can't tell you how many times when I watch film, I watch the other team's bench.
Yeah.
And you can pick out the guys who just are slouching in their seats, not happy for anyone else, or they come out and they go to the end of the bench and sit by themselves they're in the NBA. I don't know. These guys they genuinely all care about each other, and that's what has made this group really special. And when those other guys are in the game and these guys, some of the starters are on the bench, they're jumping up and down when they're hitting their shots and having good plays and taking charges. So
absolutely, it seems like and again, I'm not in the locker room with you except for that one time where I heard a great pregame speech. I happened to venture in there, and it was right during your speech, and I kind of I didn't mean to be in there for your speech, but I did happen to be in the hallway, and I heard the end of it, and I said, "Wow, let's get the boys ready to go."
That's few and far between.
But I'm not in the locker room with you guys. But on the cusp of it, it feels like a mature team. If that's
it is.
Yeah,
it is, and we have a lot of young guys who, I mean, just great people. You know, and I think that's more important than being a great athlete or they're great humans.
Yeah, well, it's so far so good here for this year. What is the why don't you what is Coach's pregame speech like last night for a tournament game? Did he deliver? Can you rank them? What's the one that stands out this year?
The North Reading
Ryan seems to have the answer.
Reading halftime speech was pretty good.
So hold on, I always like to know the context. Are we down at North Reading?
We're down at we're up by 6 at North Reading. We played awful in the first half. Coach comes in screaming at us, throwing a water bottle.
just for effect.
Yeah, and it got us fired up. We came out in that second half and took it to him. So,
did you? Final score?
I don't know the final score.
More than 6?
Yeah, probably 1 by 20.
There you go. So needless to say, he knows how to push your buttons when you need a little kick in the you-know-what, or I don't know, probably a shoulder to lean on, too. He's probably that as well. Yeah. What's the, Coach, you approve of the hair, by the way? Were you surprised by this?
I was surprised.
Nobody offered you?
No, they didn't. That's why I didn't do it. I've been talking to a few coaches about this, and our assistants were talking about it. And after we got our seeding, we were really hoping for the 3 seed, and we didn't get it. And a lot of the guys were down, and that transferred into our scrimmage, like a joint practice we had, and they're down in that. And then our next practice, they just didn't have that like enthusiasm and energy.
Yeah.
And then they came in Sunday night just looking like, what they look like.
Oh my God! Yeah. With the hat, it's even more.
I know, right?
I think you got to keep that off for a little while. That's part of the show here. There you go.
Awesome. But they came in and they were happy. They were excited. They brought a ton of energy to that practice, and up until that point, I was really nervous about our game. I didn't know if we were really ready, and that really. It wasn't scripted that way, but it changed our whole morale.
Just one of those little things that kind of loosened the group up again.
Yeah, it did. It was great.
So you do this in conjunction with the hockey team. Are you guys close with the hockey guys? Or that's not always the case, right? I mean, sometimes it is.
Yeah, I'd say we're pretty close. Like, we're all friends in school.
Close enough to make this move.
Yeah, exactly. And we like to support and go to their games because they always are at our games, front row, making the most noise. So.
Did you guys go to the one that got them into the tourney there?
I wasn't able to make it, but
you went. I was at that.
Pretty dramatic, huh?
Yeah.
That was good for Coach Amin and those guys. I was happy that they found their way in. They kind of play that tough schedule, so when they get in, they're dangerous. But sometimes it's a little more nerve-wracking getting in. Mm-hmm. But exciting 4-3 win for the hockey guys. So that must have been cool for you guys to see.
Yep.
But was this partially your idea? You seem very committed to the blonde hair.
No, this was not my idea at all. I did not like. I hate it. I hate it a lot. Yeah.
So you're a guy who really cares about his hair. Actually, I can tell. See, me too. I would not want to do that.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm wearing a hat today, but it's mostly because it's just a bad hair day. But so you're not happy with how you look right now.
I'm not happy with it, but I mean, we got the win, so.
You must be thinking, I'm 1 for 9. I got this blonde hair. We're down 3. This is the worst case scenario I've ever had. And then things change with 1 10-second span. That is funny. Does it hurt? Doesn't it hurt to do that? Like the dye or something? There's something about it, right?
Burns and itches for the first probably like 40 minutes. And then
sounds pleasant.
Yeah, and my hair's like a totally different like texture now. It's like when I go in the shower, I can't even put my fingers through my hair. It's all stiff.
And how long does it stay this way for?
3 months, but
3 months.
Whenever we're done, I'm dyeing my hair back brown, so.
So you're a little bit, besides the whole basketball thing, you're a little bit miserable right now, it seems.
A little bit. Yeah, not at all, really. I mean,
just kidding. And George, your hair kind of comes out a little bit differently there. You got kind of
I did like
a subtlety.
The frosted tips. Just
frosted tips. That's what they call it. Okay.
Yeah. But I couldn't not do that like all around my hair.
Yeah. Couldn't you have gone a little more subtlety there? A little more subtle action?
I mean, yeah, I could have, but the whole team was doing it, so might as well just do it. I guess.
George handles the ball the most, so he says, "I'll do what I want," and it's frosted tips.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would look kind of weird if George got his whole hair. I think that looks clean. So
it does. It's a good look.
Yeah,
you guys both look good. That's funny. Well, anyway, and everybody did it.
Yeah. Besides Jacob and
Robertson,
Aiden Moan.
They just not doing it.
Yeah, they care too much about it. So.
That's too funny. Who did the hair?
One of our friends' moms did it. So
Oh,
she's
wow.
a person that works at a salon. So
Okay.
hairdresser.
So a professional.
Yeah.
Very good.
We were gonna do it by ourselves, but we decided that's not a good idea.
I'm glad whoever
Probably
chopped in and
burn
said
off
not
our
a good
hair or
idea. That was good.
something.
Excellent. All right. Well, very funny. Coach, what do we know about Drake It? Because I know you're already. How long do you actually enjoy that for? Does it stop like this morning? Did you take time to enjoy it last night? Tell me you were not watching Drake It film last night.
I couldn't sleep. So it was funny that you say that because I looked at the clock and it was like 11:58, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna enjoy this for 2 more minutes.
No way.
And I did enjoy it for the rest of the night, and then I started watching Drake It film after that.
Midnight strikes, and you started watching Drake It film.
Yeah. Yep.
Life of a coach, everybody. There you go. It's glamorous. And what,
So they're very good. I mean, a new coach came in, Brian Myers, and he is. I mean, they were 1-19 last year, and he came in and just.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and he's doing wonders there. They're very well coached. They play very hard. They play it in the toughest league in the state.
you don't see that kind of turnaround at the high school level very often.
No.
So you were recruiting from? No, I'm just kidding.
You know what it is?
Shouldn't
I
even
think?
joke about that these days.
I
I'm
know.
just kidding.
I mean, they're not St. Mary's, you know.
Yeah. Oh. So,
But no, they're homegrown. They're
not still bitter about the loss last year.
no. When you get an AAU team like that, you know, it's tough. But Drake, he's from there. That's where he played. And you can just tell by the way he goes. He's passionate. He
Right.
loves his team, and the players play for him. They play hard. So we get our hands full with them.
Have you? Do you guys know much, or is that kind of start today for you? Coach gets the jump start, and then he kind of starts throwing that stuff at you today. Look at George is a seasoned vet of the show here. He knows. Wait for the microphone to swing around. Very good.
I don't really know that much about him, so it kind of just starts today for us. Watching film when we get back to high school, and honestly, just trying to put this game, our past game from last night, behind us, because we set our selves for like a high standard, and we have a lot of goals we still have to reach and that we want to reach. So. It starts now.
I have a feeling the answer to this is no, and that Swampscott just played a damn good game last night. But there was like no overlooking of Swampscott at all, right? You guys were ready to go. Anybody can beat anybody in the tournament. This was a low seed that just showed up and
played with the
well last
tournament.
night.
Like honestly, any team can beat any team on any night. So no team can take anyone lightly because no one's just gonna show up and roll over for you. Like everyone knows that could be your last game. So every team's always lining it out the line. So.
I remember there was I'm a Danvers guy, and so they used to be our, still are, they're NEC, right? Yeah. So they were in our conference, and I remember one of my guys I went to high school with, like Gloucester was their rival, and I just remember one of my buddies who's a big football player growing up, he goes, I know Gloucester, I gotta tell you, I just hate Swampscott. I just hate him. The whole big blue thing, something about it just drives me crazy. So I was thinking about it last night when you guys ended up winning, that I didn't know if you felt that. I know it's not a rivalry for you guys, but
I kind of think it's just like in the middle of nowhere, honestly.
Middle of nowhere.
I don't know where it's from.
I could not tell you where it is.
Do you know where the governor of Massachusetts lives?
Me? No.
If I had to give you one guess, Swampscott, Massachusetts. There you go.
Where our principal lives.
And your principal lives
I
there.
didn't know that either.
Learning something new every day. There you go, boys. That's where the principal lives. Can't make that stuff up. Very good. Very funny. Ryan, you come off have you ever felt better about a 2 for 10 shooting night? There's got to be.
No,
It's got to be the best 2 for 10 shooting night of all time.
Yeah, if I ever shoot 2 for 10 again,
You'll take that?
I won't take that. I mean, if I shoot 2 for 10 again and don't hit a game tire, then I won't be happy with myself.
Yeah. Have you? Is that as? I mean, I know you've had some nights where your guys are feeding you, but was that like a real off night for you? Have you had a couple of those this year?
I've had a lot of those this year, honestly. Just like it's just kind of about staying positive.
I think you just need me there because every time I watch you, you are like the kid doesn't miss.
All right, and you'll be at last game, so yeah.
Well, hopefully not your last game, but I'll be at your next game. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, that's interesting, but yeah, you guys will need a big effort on Friday night. Again, 6:30. We'll cover the game here on Port Media, stream it live, and all that good stuff now. So I just learned that mid-show here, so that's kind of the plan going forward for Friday. Should be very exciting. I know, Coach. What's your kind of next day's plans here? So today you do film. Do you run a hard practice in between, or at this point in the season, are you kind of more worried about health?
We're gonna get a temperature check today to see where everyone's at.
A temperature check, very nice. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I'm using some new vocabulary. But I'm gonna talk to them and see where they're at. And
Gotcha.
ideally, when we go hard in practice, we play hard in games. So
Gotcha.
we're gonna stick to that whole
All right.
theme.
We're going hard.
Yeah, we're going hard.
Going hard. Do you guys like the hard practice? Would you rather show up and go hard?
Honestly, at the beginning of the season, I'd probably say no, but now, it really does show. When you practice hard,
This is all part of the temperature check, by the way. Coach
No,
is listening.
actually, when you practice hard, it does show in the games. Because when we come out lazy and honestly, I hate going back to it, but the week of the Pentucket game, we did not practice good at all, and the loss was a result of that. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be practicing
I
hard.
have never seen you guys so. And I don't think I bumped into you two, but I bumped into a couple of the other guys. I don't think I've ever seen a group so upset coming because I was doing the girls' game that
Yeah.
night. You guys walked in,
Yeah.
and it was
No,
is this the same group
that
of
was a
happy-go-lucky
tough loss.
guys here?
Yeah.
What happened over there?
That was a tough loss. I honestly hate talking about it.
There you go.
Yeah,
Get
we
the
don't-
microphone
we don't
away
talk-
from me.
We don't talk about that.
Fair enough.
We'll
Coach,
see him again.
Coach will talk about.
They're a great team.
Yeah.
They really are good, and they're well coached, and they have some phenomenal athletes. And you could just see it on the court. And I know these guys won't want to admit it, but they wanted it, and not that we didn't want it.
Yeah.
They just had a whole new agenda. They were aggressive. They were everywhere.
Yeah.
And the coaches got them prepared for that.
Talk about the. It is. I mean, we joke about it where he doesn't actually want to talk about that game, but these guys have a little bit of. They're happy. They're always laughing and stuff. It's a good group in that way, which is probably why you enjoy being around them so much. But they have that fire too, don't they? You could. There's a level of chip on the shoulder or don't offend me or so whatever that is. I don't know, but there's
With these?
yeah, well these two in particular, but it seems like your
yeah.
group in general, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they know how hard we go in practice and how hard we work, and
Yeah.
they. Yeah, they want to win, man. They're competitors.
Yeah.
And that's something we look for in tryouts. Everything's even in practice, we compete in everything we do, and we just, whether you're very athletic or uncoordinated, if you can compete,
Yeah.
you're going to be a threat.
Does their games remind you of? You played back in the day, and it was the games changed a little bit. Actually, it's probably changed a lot. But I've asked you that question before. What's the biggest difference you see from when you played to coaching these guys? But is there always that guy? I think about George, that guy who can kind of change the game with defense. It seems to be every winning team. There's that guy who makes those whatever plays those. Marcus Smart plays or whatever. I think you're faster than Marcus Smart. I think, but you know what I mean. Those game-changing plays that maybe don't always show up on the score sheet. But man, that was the moment in the game right there.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, at our team we never had one.
Yeah,
I think George kind of overlooks his phenomenal defensive ability, and,
Yeah.
and
he's a little modest about it, huh?
no, honestly, it's rare to have a defender like him, and
Yeah.
really rare. And
It's game-changing. It really
is. I can't. We were talking about on the ride over here how many two of the last three teams we played, their best player at the end of the game will tell me that was the best defense I've ever had on me all game.
Yeah. You must have young point guards just shaking when they come out on the court.
Young,
I would-
old, everything.
Young, old, yeah.
Everyone. And then who did George, and we all know George for his phenomenal defense, but this gentleman over here, Arch, he
D'd up last night.
wow.
Oh.
So this,
He's saying I'm 1 for 9. I better D up.
I don't know what this young man is doing after high school, but Jackson Byrne from Swampscott,
Yep.
wow, the kid can shoot the ball. So I went to them when they played Marblehead, and he had 11 threes.
Wow.
So if you're not playing Jackson on any men's leagues team in the fall, I'm going to be calling you up.
And you had that assignment last night?
Yeah.
Well, no wonder why you were cold shooting. All your energy was on the defensive end.
Yeah, I guess so.
There you go. The good project though last night.
Yeah, coach assigned me to him. Just not let him touch the ball, not let him get any
You
shots
just face
up.
guard the whole night.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Got
always-
in his head a little bit. He was getting frustrated at the refs. He was pretty frustrated the whole game.
Ah,
so.
you're frustrated. I'm good for
Yeah.
you. The got in his head. Are you a talker out there?
I try not to be. Sometimes I will, but I'll try not to.
Yeah, all right. I'm just curious. It's part of the game sometimes. Some people more than others. George, how about the last few months for you? Well, I mean, going back to the soccer season a little bit, but you had a little bit of a flair for the dramatic in the soccer tournament as well. I remember we had you on for that, and
Oh yeah.
I guess you're just kind of the flair for the dramatic guy, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, soccer. Honestly, it was like the same thing, a playoff game for soccer, and I was fortunate enough to end up getting the game-winning goal. So honestly, I kind of had a flashback of that last night too.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I was like, oh my god, like same thing, like. But yeah, it was good.
One of these days, you're going to be. Let's go older than me. He'll say older than me. You're not my age. Older than me. You're going to be sitting back and going, "That was quite a 5-month stretch or whatever." And
yeah, feels good. Feels good for sure.
I bet you'll be able to tell stories for years, which is kind of the cool thing about this whole ride. And Ryan, I guess when you think about Drake coming up now, are you the kind of guy that now, you had coach is actually saying you had a great game because how you brought it defensively, and of course the bucket at the end was as clutch as it gets. But is this one of those things now where I can tell you're not happy with how you shot it? So are you in the gym now for the next couple of days just trying to find that stroke again?
Yeah, I mean, during practice, I'll be just trying to get shots up, stay confident.
Are you a
with my
volume
shot.
guy? Do you not feel right unless you get like a million shots up, or do you? Less is more sometimes.
I don't know. Like just during practice, like if I'm not shooting good, I'll get frustrated. I'm very hard on myself. So like if I'm just not shooting good during practice or during a game, I'll really just like get frustrated at myself. So that's kind of what I've been working on this year, just like staying positive, just working on my shot, working through it.
Gotcha. Working through it. What was the coolest moment last night? Like when you think back of last night, like what's the first thing that comes to mind? Because you had like probably the most chaotic 60-second span, 10 seconds of basketball, but 60-second span that you can possibly have.
I mean, for me, probably the shot I hit was just overall
Just finally seeing it go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just overall, just like George getting that game-winning layup, just that final 10 seconds.
It's that crazy span.
Yeah.
Yeah. George, was it for you? Is it when just you blacked out and the crowd hit you?
Yeah, honestly, that could be it. But honestly, not even the game winner. Like honestly, Archie's shot, like
That was the one
game
for you?
winner. The game winner, honestly, like that never would have happened if Archie didn't make it. So
Yeah. There must have been like a settling point of that three because, I mean,
it was relieving.
at least you could take a deep breath and think, I think we got 5 minutes of ball left, right?
No, yeah, for sure. But honestly, I didn't really want it to go into overtime, so we pulled it through. Yeah.
We talked about, I was off the air, we were talking about my my very intense men's league during the commercial break. And I had the ball with I'm not really a 3-point shooter. I prefer the just inside the 3-point line jumper, but I will shoot the three. I had a look to win the game where 3 would have won it. And I turned it down the other night, and I did. Whatever. I didn't feel like it was the right shot at the time, and I'm thinking to myself, the guts to take that shot. You still had 10 seconds. You could have driven and kicked or done whatever, but the guts to take that shot there at the end like that is just pretty. It's impressive. Never mind to knock it down.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw that I had an open look. I didn't really know how much time was left, to be honest.
It's a little step back, right?
Or
you stepped in?
I like faded a little bit. I don't know. I don't really know.
It was pretty.
Yeah. I don't really know what was going through my head because that probably wasn't the smartest shot, but it went in, so I'll take it.
I don't know. Can you look? Could you have dialed up a better look than that?
I like to think I could. I mean, seriously, that play was like kind of hectic, but I can't think of anyone who else had one.
So is there a oh no? Okay.
What? It's actually good that he shot it then because in the rare case had he missed, then we would have had a chance for an offensive rebound and another shot, which
George probably would have got.
Yeah, which ideally is what he actually shot at a perfect time.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
clutch as can be. My goodness. Really, it's one of those high school moments that you just kind of look back on and say.
I don't even think these guys realize.
I don't think they do either. No. I'm getting that impression as we go.
And just watching it all unfold and just seeing how happy they were and going in the locker room, and then we see I watch this freshman pull off these dance moves. Finn Sullivan, man, you got to teach me a few of those. Wow. And just just seeing how happy they were. That was the best. And Mrs. Coriel brought in some cookies.
Of course she did. That's
great chocolate
fantastic.
chip cookies, and then the boosters got us some pizza. It was just a great experience.
One big party. Unbelievable. Well, the hour has flown by, guys. I enjoyed it very much. That is it. I got to get out of the way real quickly. 10 seconds, tell the group to come out, tell the school to come out.
Yes,
Friday night.
please. We need everyone. Let's pack that gym up and get out here and support these seniors in there. Definitely their last home game.
It can be
hope to see you
be
guys
a fun
there.
night.
It will be a great night.
Friday, 6:30. If you can't get there, we'll stream it live here on Port Media. I'll have the call with, I think Mr. Foley will be along with us, but we'll try to pin that down. We just kind of confirmed this during the show that we'll have the game Friday night. So, George Coriel, congratulations. Huge steal. What a win. Congrats, man. That was a great moment.
Thank you.
And Mr. Clutch, Ryan Archie, congratulations, man. What a night.
Thank you.
Congrats on one of the biggest shots I've ever seen at the high school level. So, it doesn't get much better than that. Boys, good luck Friday. Wish you all the best. It's been a fun ride so far. Lily Doucette, thank you. David Kramer, producers. My name is Drew Moholland. Same time, same place, Thursday, afternoon drive on Joppa Radio.